18 News.
It's going to be a very white Christmas for millions of people, with as much as a foot of snow expected in some parts of the country. We'll zero in on what's coming to Kentucky tonight with your latest forecast. Plus, the dominoes are falling at airports across America, wrecking travel plans ahead of Christmas. We'll check the situation right now with a live report at Bluegrass Airport. And deliberations have officially begun in the Carol Hignite case. We'll have highlights from closing arguments of this Lexington murder trial. LEX 18 News at 5 starts now. Well, the snow is on its way, as you can see here. Looking out here to the west at some scenes of snow. That line stretching hundreds of miles to the north and bringing dangerously cold weather to millions of people.
It's a big move that we have been talking about all week, and now it is just a few hours away. Oh boy. Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck joins us with your Storm Tracker forecast. Hi, Bill.
Hey guys, yeah, normally when we're talking about this time of year, a visitor from the north, we're all excited. It's going to be great. It's Santa. Santa just kind of sent his weather from the North Pole here a little bit early. And truthfully, we are getting to the point where we do have to really be serious about this. First of all, the Arctic front will be arriving this evening. Time of arrival, 7 to 10 o'clock for areas west of 75. East of 75, it's 10 to around 1 a.m. Rain is going to quickly change over to snow, and it will be accumulating snow. At this point, 1 inch to 4 inches still look to be likely for us. Maybe a little bit less east of that on that total, a little bit more as you look to the west overall, but within that realm. What likely ends up being the bigger story, high winds, and we're talking winds that could go 45, maybe 50 miles an hour at times, but certainly gusts of 40 are likely. That's going to cause blowing snow. That's going to cause reduced visibilities. That's going to lead to dangerous wind chills. So you're looking at all those potentials coming in, those wind chills 25 below and colder later on tonight. We have, first off, we have winter storm warnings that are in effect. We also are talking about a winter weather advisory. Now, overall impacts, right now, I mean, yeah, we've got a delineation across the area. Truthfully, I think impacts are going to be about the same anywhere you go. We're looking at, again, hazardous travel because of the blowing snow and snow. We're going to have some icing, but I think a lot of the wind that we're going to have may help to dry some of that water out before it can change to ice. That said, it's still going to be dangerous later on tonight. But again, a winter storm warning for central Kentucky. Wind chill warnings are up for the entire area, and that's through the day tomorrow. Our overall snow forecast remains the same, 1 to 4 inches, and again, that'll be falling primarily tonight. Where is the cold now? It is sitting up here, other side of the Mississippi River, but the front itself has begun to get into western Kentucky. Look at Evansville is in the upper 20s. Paducah's now dropped to 24. A couple hours ago, they were in the mid-40s, and locally, you can see we're still in the mid-40s, but boy, that front is bearing down on us in a hurry. As we go through this evening, watch as the time of arrival, and again, that could be off an hour or two either way, but the temperature drop is the thing to really take into account, and we'll spend about 3 to 5 hours with moderate to at times heavy snow. It's going to be a very active evening and overnight. We'll talk more about it in a few minutes.
All righty, thank you. Well, all it takes is one delayed flight to cause a chain reaction that'll have you reworking all of your holiday plans.
And unfortunately, that's the story playing out all across the country as flights miles away mess up plans where the weather is playing nice. LEX 18's Megan Mannering's at the Bluegrass Airport right now. Megan, on the scale of calm to chaos, where are we right now?
Okay, guys, I don't want to jinx anybody here because I know that would automatically put me on the naughty list. But, okay, here's our scale. We're, like, way over here. It is eerily calm in this airport right now. At this very moment, there's just one canceled flight that was supposed to be coming in from Chicago and 2 canceled flights to Chicago and just a couple of other delays. But hey, take it with a grain of salt because I talked to some airline workers, and when I asked if things would stay this calm into the evening, yeah, they just laughed. We also talked to rental car agencies at the airport, and they said a lot of folks have made last-minute reservations for cars because they don't want to risk a canceled flight. And you have to remember, even if the weather isn't active right here, right now, it is elsewhere. One family told us they're en route to the Caribbean for Christmas, and they've got their eyes glued to the flight board waiting to see if their incoming flight is going to be delayed. But they did tell us even if plans go awry, this family says they'll still be winning.
I look forward to it, but I already have it here with me right now. I'm here with my wife and daughter, and that's Christmas to me every day, and I'm very happy.
I love that. And that's how things are playing out here in Lexington. But here's Tom Costello with how travel struggles are playing out across the country.
Good afternoon. I'm Tom Costello. We are watching air traffic across the country. Right now, about 7 million people projected to fly between yesterday and January 2nd. And of course, the busiest travel days for flying today and tomorrow. And we are dealing with this major storm event moving across the Midwest. Flight cancellations and delays are mounting and are expected to continue to mount. The most affected airports so far today: Chicago O'Hare, Chicago Midway, Denver, Kansas City, St. Louis, and then the big airports that feed into those airports also affected, including Atlanta. On NBC Nightly News, we're going to give you the latest on where the storm is, on how traffic is being affected both on the ground and in the air, as we're now just a few days away from Christmas Eve.
Back here live at Bluegrass Airport, all of this coverage leads us to our live LEX 18 viewer poll. And tonight we are asking you, are you changing your holiday plans due to the weather? And if you want to vote, you can go to lex18.com/vote, or you can scan that little QR code on your screen there using your cell phone. Vote yes or no, and we'll be giving you updates throughout the night, with the final vote coming in on Evening Edition at 7 p.m. And I'll be back here at 6 p.m. with another look at how things are going here at the Bluegrass Airport. But for now, Lee, Larry, back to you guys.
All righty. Thank you, Megan. Well, counties and communities around the state are opening their own warming centers, and there are more than a dozen state parks that are welcoming people tonight. We have a growing list of area warming centers pinned to the top of our website, lex18.com. Also on our website, we have a complete list of closings and delays. We've had a lot of companies calling in to announce changes tomorrow due to the weather. If you have plans to get out tomorrow, you may want to log on to lex18.com to see which ones are closed. Well, as this winter weather moves in, you can count on the LEX18 website 24/7 for the latest. We will have many resources, including the latest forecasts, weather alerts, and warnings, or you can watch the system live on the Max Track Doppler. And you can find all that and much more with the free LEX18 Storm Tracker weather app. It's a free download on your app store. Well, now to a developing story in Lexington tonight. Closing arguments have been made, and now the case is in a jury's hands.
Deliberations have begun in the trial of Carol Ann Hignite, a woman accused of killing her husband. LEX 18's Christiana Ford has an update now from the courthouse.
The jury of 12 broke just before the lunch hour, set to decide whether 74-year-old Carol Ann Hignite will be found guilty on all counts or none at all. She's charged with murder, knowingly neglecting or abusing an elderly person, and also third-degree arson. These charges, if found guilty, could send her to jail for decades. That's something that her defense is trying to prevent. They argue that Carol was just taking care of her elderly husband, doing all that he can, and he was just frail. That's not the story that prosecutors told, but it'll be up to the jury to decide what they believe. We'll keep you updated on what we know. In Lexington, Christiana Ford, LEX 18 News.
A Lexington murder suspect answered to a judge today for allegedly killing a 19-year-old woman as she sat in her car. Hubert Riley appeared by video in Fayette District Court. A judge left his bond at $750,000. He's charged with murder, 5 counts of wanton endangerment, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and criminal mischief. Police say on December 10th, Riley and a 15-year-old shot into a car on Colonnade Drive, killing 19-year-old Elena Mammon.
Also in court today, a man charged months ago with killing a man last spring. Kamon Taylor was charged with shooting 43-year-old Ollie Robinson on Winchester Road back on June 9th. He was charged with the murder days later while behind bars on other charges in Detroit. Well, today he faced these charges in Lexington for the first time and pleaded not guilty. The holiday travel rush is on, but a startling trend could leave some passengers grounded and in trouble.
It's really pretty scary. The TSA says it has confiscated a record number of guns at airports this year, and most of them were loaded. Evelyn Schultz shows us what's happening in our region.
A record-breaking amount of guns, thousands of them intercepted at U.S. airports this year.
The trend of firearms coming to security checkpoints is troubling, and it's continued to rise, over the last 10 years.
So far in 2022, TSA has discovered 6,300 guns across the country. 88% were loaded. The number is a close to 10% jump over last year. A TSA spokesperson says the problem is most prevalent in states with open or concealed carry. But bringing a firearm to a security checkpoint, even accidentally, comes with major consequences. Police will prosecute according to local gun laws, but the TSA has also raised the civil penalty to nearly $15,000.
And if you're a member of our pre-check program, you're going to lose your pre-check status because if you bring a firearm to the checkpoint, we can't really deem you low risk anymore. So
Atlanta had the most gun confiscations this year. Nashville had the highest per passenger ratio. In Cincinnati, TSA intercepted 49 guns this year, a record for that airport. 51 guns were found in Louisville. And at Bluegrass Airport, 14 guns have been seized so far this year, compared to 22 in 2021.
I'm not saying it's a good number. I mean, that's not good, but we are behind the trend in Lexington, which is good news.
That's Evelyn Schultz reporting. Now an LEX 18 update in Louisville. The state is planning to remove all children from a center where a 7-year-old boy died earlier this year. Jason Terry died at the Brooklawn Foster Care Facility back in July of what the coroner ruled a homicide. Brooklawn told LEX 18 that they had fired 2 staffers and improved their safety efforts after his death. Today, the state's investigation into the incident came back and found several issues, and the state is moving to permanently bar children from Brooklawn's facility. They say they're also investigating other allegations.
Shifting gears now to Decision 2023, we've heard a lot about Republicans filing to run against Governor Beshear. Today, a controversial Democrat entered the race. Jeff Young has signed up to challenge Beshear in next May's Democratic primary. Young informally announced his plans on Twitter last month, just after losing his race against Congressman Andy Barr. Young was the Democratic candidate in that race, despite no support from Kentucky's Democratic Party. Well, we are a few hours away from the winter weather's arrival.
But we're also a day away from a possible government shutdown. We'll show you what progress the Senate made today and why a funding bill could face a tough road in the House. That's coming up in a few minutes on LEX 18 News at 5.
The huge year-end sales event at your local Ford store is in its final days, and so is your chance to get a lot more truck for a lot less money. Hurry in today for more savings on 2022 Ford F-150, now with 2.9 for $60 plus $1,000 retail bonus cash. More power, more capability, more toughness. That's why F-150's been a part of the best-selling truck lineup for more than 45 years. To get 2.9 for $60 plus a grand bonus cash on F-150, get to the final days of the year-end sales event at your local Ford store, where there's always more in store.
Listen, I'm done settling because this is my secret. I put it on once, no more touch-up. Secret has pH balancing minerals, and it helps eliminate odor instead of just masking it. So pull it in close. Secret works.
This cough.
This will help.
Vicks Vapor Rub?
Vicks Vapor Rub's medicated vapors go straight to the source of your cough, so you can relieve your cough to breathe easier. Vicks Vapor Rub, fast-acting cough relief.
The holidays are for making memories, and you can count on Honda to help you make them. Whether it's in a capable Ridgeline, adventurous CRV, a rugged Passport, or a dynamic Pilot, start making memories of your own with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has the gifts to make this your most fun Christmas ever. From game tables to bikes to team sports and the best from Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour, golf, and grills. We've got everybody covered this holiday. Merry Christmas from everyone at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
My name is Steve Gates. My family's been in this business for as long as there have been cars, and I really do love what I do. You know, all car dealerships sell the same cars. So what makes our dealership unique is family. Take care of your guests. Take care of one another. You know, do do what's right for our guests and do what's right for one another, regardless of what it takes.
For detailed, in-depth investigations that hold people accountable, this is where you watch. LEX 18 investigates. LEX 18 Storm Tracker Weather in partnership with Ideal Roofing.
Buckle up. Here comes the big freeze. I'm not overselling it.
No, in fact, you're underselling it because this is a big deal. And the thing is, it's not just here. This is covering 75% of the country.
Wow.
I mean, this is a huge storm.
Yeah.
Let's talk about all of this. First of all, we do have a winter storm warning and a winter weather advisory. You know what? It's different weather service offices. They are looking at things maybe a little bit differently. Bottom line, I think everybody gets the same thing, or pretty close to it. There's not going to be a huge delineation at the Madison-Estill County line. Okay, so be prepared for what's coming, and we're going to talk about that. We have wind chill warnings. That's up for everyone, and that will be in effect through tomorrow. So what we're expecting, and it's what we talked about all week. We're expecting a nice little snow. Nothing over the top, but a 1 to 4 inch snow. Thing is, it's not going to come wafting down and you'll be able to go out in your backyard and stick a ruler down and get, hey, I've got 3 inches of snow. It's going to be snow drifts. It's going to be blowing around. A lot of the snow is going to be coming horizontally. So this is going to be a tough one to measure. And there's going to be different ratios as we go through, which is why we have that wide variation. The bottom line is this is still a big deal event, but the snow is likely not the biggest part of it, although it is significant. We got rain now that's crossed through the Louisville metro area, and the front itself likely just at that darkest line that you see there, just past Shepherdsville, right around to E-Town. It's changing to snow now in southern Indiana as we are setting things up for you. So watch it here on the future track. We'll go from 7 o'clock. And again, this time could vary a little bit, maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. But right now it's showing the front crossing I-75 at 10 o'clock. That may be a little tiny bit slow. What to take away from this? You see 40s ahead of it, 20s and teens immediately behind it. And so the temperature drop is going to be amazing. And then we're going to spend, we'll call it maybe about 3 or 5 hours in the snow, where at least we'll be at its heaviest. You can see as the temperatures continue to drop, and that snow will become very fluffy at that point, a dry snow. But by 5:30, 6 o'clock, it's all gone, and temperatures are remarkably cold. Winter, and this is not the fun kind of winter. I enjoy winter as much as anybody. This is not the good stuff. Finish your preps. Get them done now. Make sure your gas tank is full. Make sure that you leave a little water drip going somewhere in your house to keep the pipes from freezing up. Pets, bring them inside, folks. If at all possible, bring them inside. Cold, dangerous wind chills, that's going to probably be the biggest part of this story. Blowing snow and snow are a part of it as well, and those are going to really hamper some travel later tonight, and then at least into the morning tomorrow, if not beyond. You can see there are blizzard warnings up from the plains through the Midwest, winter storm warnings down all the way into Middle Tennessee. This storm is covering a tremendous amount of real estate. So here comes the front, and it is marching across the Midwest, the Ohio Valley. It's now passing Owensboro. The rain changeover to snow is taking place. So here we go with the future track again, and there you go. You're sending that on off to the east and away. And then we see this storm in basically, for lack of a better term, its majesty, because this thing is incredible what it will be doing, the amount of wind, the amount of snow that it will be bringing through the Great Lakes. And we're calling it the Siberian Punch. This air mass about 10 days ago was in Siberia. Focus on this green. That is the actual Siberian air. Watch how it punches down into the Ohio Valley through the overnight hours tonight and is basically residing over us tomorrow. And you notice on either side, yeah, the air is really, really cold, but it's that core of Siberian air where we are at the coldest, and then it begins to wash out with time, but we still stay very, very cold, and the wind chills. So as again, we go through this evening, you're seeing how we were staying in the 30s and 40s, but by the time we get you into tomorrow morning, we're 30, 35 degrees below zero on those wind chills, and we stay 20 to 25 below through the day tomorrow. That, again, the biggest part of the story, and this is going all the way down to the Gulf Coast. This is a huge deal. Winter storm warning. wind chill warning, snow and blowing snow. You're looking at temperatures tonight dropping down to around 5 below, winds gusting 40 miles per hour plus. The wind chill warning continues tomorrow. Blowing snow, bitterly cold. Your high right around 4. There could be a few snow showers around. Should dry out over the Christmas holiday weekend, but you see the cold as we keep temperatures in the teens through Christmas Day.
Look at that next week. Wow. Bill, thanks. Hey, there was another setback for Americans' health this week.
The nation's life expectancy fell for the second year in a row. According to the CDC's National Center for Health Statistics, the average lifespan for an American is now 76.4 years. That's the lowest since 1996. Researchers say heart disease was the top cause of death in 2021, followed by cancer and COVID-19. On average, the life expectancy for women is roughly 6 years longer than it is for men. Well, state and local officials continue to raise the alarm about tonight's winter weather.
And they're sharing updates on their plans to keep Kentucky running. We'll have the latest from the governor and head of transportation in a full report coming up at 5:30. But still ahead at 5, charged with cheating investors out of billions of dollars, the former head of a collapsed crypto company pays an eye-popping bail to get out of jail. We'll show you how much when LEX 18 News at 5 continues.
It's hard to believe the holidays are here. We want to take a minute to say thank you to our teams and most importantly, our customers for their continued loyalty. At Kroger, our purpose is to feed the human spirit, and we know meals and connections matter now more than ever. Our teams are working hard every day to provide friendly service, fresh products, and full shelves for every customer, every time.
From our family to yours.
Happy holidays!
24 years on the road, 4 years on the road. Our performance is meant to be driven. Acura Precision Certified.
Visit Courtesy Acura in Lexington for attractive offers on a certified pre-owned vehicle.
Ladies, welcome to my digestive system. When your gut and vaginal bacteria are off balance, you may feel it. But just one Align Women's Probiotic Daily helps soothe digestive upsets and support vaginal health. Welcome to an Align gut.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This Always Ultra Thin is our best yet. It wicks gushes 90% faster and absorbs even more for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort. This is triple protection from Always.
The anticipation, the sense of wonder, all the magic of the season. Put a little play in your holiday with these scratch-off games from the Kentucky Lottery.
Hey folks, this is Duke Owens, General Manager here at Cartown Kia. As always, we're bringing you great deals.
For example, this 2023 Kia Telluride, only $449 down and $449 a month. 2023 Forte, only $279 down and $279 a month. And remember, if you take home over $350 a week, then we have more than 20 lenders who want to approve you.
Come and see us here at Cartown Kia or look us up at cartownkiausa.com.
This holiday, give them a gift they'll never, ever forget.
Oh my God! In 3, 2, 1. Are you serious?
The gift of furniture.
This is not what I think I like.
Kids just don't understand. Find the holiday door in a Bob's Discount Furniture near you.
Happy holidays from all of us at LEX 18.
You're watching LEX 18 News at 5.
We're now 2 days away from the latest budget bill deadline.
The Senate has passed a massive new spending plan after hours of heated debate on changes. Senators raised a number of issues with the $1.7 trillion package, but settled enough differences to pass the bill this afternoon, 68 votes to 29. The bill now goes to the House, which has one more day to pass it before government shutdown on Friday at midnight. Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy is urging the House to block the bill as he courts right-wing votes to become Speaker.
Lawmakers will be deciding on $45 billion of new aid for Ukraine a day after the Ukrainian president's personal appeal to Congress. Vladimir Zelensky made his first known trip outside of Ukraine since Russia's invasion began. He met with President Biden at the White House, then spoke to a joint session of Congress last night. He called the tens of billions of dollars earmarked for Ukraine in the next budget not only crucial for his country, but the world at large.
Your money is not charity. It's an investment in the global security and democracy.
In addition to the money still on the table, President Biden announced yesterday that the U.S. will send Patriot missiles to Ukraine to beef up the country's defense against Russian missiles.
After more than a year of work and an extra 24-hour delay, the U.S. Capitol Riot Committee is expected to release its final report on the attack tonight. The 800-page summary of the January 6th investigation should be released online in the next few hours. The committee was supposed to publish it Wednesday, but had to delay it until today. Instead, they released dozens of transcripts and shorter reviews on specific topics from the investigation.
Basketball star Brittany Griner is on a mission to help another American being detained in Russia, and she wants your help. Griner is asking people to write letters of support for Paul Whelan, a former U.S. Marine who is still being held in a Russian prison. In an Instagram post, Griner said the letters she received behind bars helped her keep hope. She was released earlier this month in a prisoner swap, but Russia has refused a deal for Whelan's freedom because they consider him an American spy. Whelan is currently serving 16 years in prison for espionage charges.
A new twist today for Sam Bankman-Fried, the founder of FTX, now facing federal charges of fraud, was released on $250 million bail today. Bankman-Fried was arrested in the Bahamas on federal charges last week. He's accused of cheating investors out of money and making illegal contributions to several lawmakers in the last election cycle. He agreed to be extradited this week and faced his charges in federal court for the first time today. The 30-year-old walked free after his hearing today after putting up bond on that $250 million bail. Well, still to come, a Christmas vacation decoration drew laughs from most neighbors.
Most, but one picked up the phone and called 911. We'll have the owner's reaction coming up and the woman who reported it to police. That's later at 5:30.
Hello. What's your name, please?
My name is Archie Williams.
I'm Christina Ray.
My name is Terry Fader.
Why did you want to come back, Cody Lee?
To win again.
I'm excited to be here. It feels like home again.
Competition like this brings out the best in people. And this was you at your very, very best.
Recycle right this holiday season. Put plastic bottles, glass bottles, and aluminum cans in your recycle bin. Paper plates and cups and plastic plates, silverware and cups are not recyclable and belong in the trash. More info at lexingtonky.gov/recycle.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries offers free design services to help you create a unique look for your home, so you can work around that one special piece you can't live without. Perfect. It's the year-end sale at Lazy Boy. Don't miss your chance to save 45% on your favorite styles store-wide. Plus, you'll receive 36 months special financing on your purchase. So don't wait. Hurry in now. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Welcome to my digestive system. It's pretty common here with a Line Probiotic. You see, your gut has good and bad bacteria. When you get off balance, you may feel it. The bloating, the gas. But Align helps me trust my gut again.
Plus, it's recommended by doctors nearly 2 times more than any other probiotic brand.
Just one a day naturally helps promote a balanced gut and soothe occasional bloating, gas, and discomfort. Align Probiotic. Welcome to an Align gut.
I have something for you.
I have something for you, too.
Just announced in time for the holiday. Get 1.9% APR for 5 years on all 2022 GMC Sierra Light Duty Crew Cab models. Visit your local dealer today.
Recycle right this holiday season. Never put electronics in your recycling cart. Instead, recycle your broken holiday lights and other small electronics at collection bins conveniently located throughout Lexington. Find collection locations at lexingtonky.gov/livegreen.
LEX 18, honored with the Regional Emmy for Community Excellence. LEX 18, streaming local news 24/7. Search for LEX 18 on your device. Count on LEX 18 News.
We are on the lookout for snow and ice as the line passes through Kentucky, but officials warn it's the Arctic air that could cause the most trouble. We'll have their warning for the Commonwealth and their plans for the crucial hours ahead. LEX 18 News at 5:30 starts now. Good evening, I'm Sean Moody.
And I'm Lee Searcy, in for Angie Bevan. Thanks for joining us at 5:30.
Now, the temperatures weren't too bad today, but there is a big change coming very soon.
That is right. The temperature swing has already begun here in Kentucky. Chief Meteorologist Bill Meck has been tracking this for days, and he has the latest in our storm tracker forecast.
Yeah, you're talking about the transition. It is happening in Kentucky now. We're sitting in the 40s. This is nice. This is how a latter part of December day should be. Out in Ballard County, western Kentucky, it's already down to 18. So it's coming. The Arctic front will be arriving. Arrival time west of I-75, 7 to 10 o'clock is the window. And then by the time you get east of I-75, 10 o'clock to 1 a.m. will be your window when it will be passing. And it won't be subtle. You will know when that front goes by. Rain will change quickly to snow. It will accumulate. It will come down hard for a while. With the high winds and the snow rate, we could have near blizzard conditions for a while. It's not going to be a true blizzard because it's not going to last long enough, it looks like. But again, it's still going to be a big deal. High winds. We could see gusts 40 miles per hour or greater. There's going to be blowing snow with that, which will reduce visibilities, especially once you get out of the city. You get in the country and driving around, it could be really dicey. And dangerous wind chills to 25 below zero or colder are in the cards. Now, we do have a winter storm warning. Central Kentucky on to the west. It's a winter weather advisory for eastern and southeastern Kentucky. Truthfully, I don't see much delineation on the overall real world impacts. We do have wind chill warnings, and that's up for the entire area. We say the overall impacts because I expect to see 1 to 4 inches of snow area-wide. Now, it may be the lower part of that range across eastern Kentucky and maybe the higher part as we head to the west. But bottom line, it's a 1 to 4 inch snow and a tough one to measure because of all the wind we're going to see. So the front is plowing southeastward. And again, the temperature difference is dramatic. You can see Paducah's already down to 21. Louisville's at 45. We'll see where they are in an hour. 49 still in Bowling Green, and locally we're in the mid-40s. Boonville's at 50. And what happens with the front as it comes in, the change will be quick and dramatic. By 10 and 11 o'clock, you're seeing these numbers just absolutely tanking, and that snow could be fairly heavy. We're going to talk about all that in just a few minutes.
All right, Bill, thank you. President Biden got the rundown on this winter system in the Oval Office today, then urged people to heed their local weather briefings. Biden got a personal briefing from top brass with FEMA and the National Weather Service, then said he was trying to keep in touch with the governors of 26 states expected to see the worst of it. The governor held another news conference on that weather today, saying roads could be treacherous tonight.
Despite the state's plan to de-ice and plow, the weather is expected to cause a mess on the roads. So Kentucky leaders are urging people to stay home. LEX 18's Carolina Buchek has tonight's big story at 5:30.
Everybody expect the roads to be treacherous.
Governor Andy Beshear expects the next few days to be tough in Kentucky. Snow and wind gusts could create whiteout conditions on the roads, so it will be very difficult to see anything. But the big concern is the deep freeze that the extreme cold temperatures will cause, because it will make a mess on Kentucky's roadways.
Snow can be plowed.
but ice cannot be plowed.
Transportation Secretary Jim Gray says although plows will be out, the materials that Kentucky uses to de-ice the roadways will likely be impacted by the extreme cold because the effectiveness of salt, even when it's mixed with calcium chloride, is slowed down by the bitter cold. And the materials really work best during the day when the sun is out. So the timing of the storm's initial hit is not on Kentucky's side.
Of course, the storm coming through later in the evening will compromise the effectiveness of the salt and the calcium chloride.
And pre-treatment of the roads won't be possible. Why? Well, as you can see, they're already wet for the most part. You can see there's some water pooled up in places. What the rain does is it just washes that pre-treatment, that brine, right away. So the governor says it's best to assume that the roads will be hazardous.
We don't say treacherous unless it's treacherous.
Of course, this storm is happening during holiday travel time, which is going to inconvenience many people as they try to get to their holiday destination. But the governor urges people not to take any unnecessary risk.
If you're going to travel, make sure you wait. You either get there today by midday or wait until the worst is over on Friday.
And even then, he says it's important to take extreme caution on the roads because they still may not be in okay shape. In Frankfort, Carolina Butrek, LEX 18 News.
No joke and the real deal. That's exactly how officials in Louisville described the coming cold snap this morning. The mayor and other city leaders came together for a final public briefing before the storm. Much like the rest of Kentucky, they say Louisville's roads won't be pre-treated, but they do expect to spread salt when they can. And they want to remind you that tonight's cold air will be a big concern for Kentucky's homeless. Here in Lexington, the city's street outreach team will also be checking for homeless people who need out of the elements. The number to call if you need help is there on your screen.
With so many officials warning people to stay home this weekend, we're asking you in tonight's LEX 18 live viewer poll, are you changing your holiday plans due to the weather? You can see on the screen there, about 60% of you so far are saying no. You can scan that QR code for a quick link or head to lex18.com/vote now to vote. We'll have more updates on those numbers throughout the evening.
And as the cold weather settles in tonight, count on lex18.com to find the latest forecast, weather alerts, and check out the live MaxTrack Doppler. Or you can find the same information on the go with the LEX18 Storm Tracker weather app. It's free in your phone or tablet's app store.
We have much more winter coverage still to come here on the air.
We do. Larry Smith joins us with a look at some of the stories we're working on for tonight.
That's right, Lee and Sean. Yeah, you know, when snow and ice hit Kentucky, it's crucial that we keep the public transportation running for anyone who has to get out in the cold. We zero in on Lexington and the city's plan to keep buses up and running through this week's winter weather. Evan Leake speaks with the head of LexTran to see what changes people can expect to see on the bus lines tomorrow. That story is coming up on LEX 18 News at 6. Plus, there's a lot of attention on getting gifts to children who might not get them each Christmas. But there's a local group working to show some of our seniors that they're special this holiday season. Michael Burke shows us the mission behind Santa for a Senior and how many elderly people were surprised today. That's also at 6. And after 20 years of dealing with a leaky roof, a Lexington woman's home needed a lot of repairs. She was facing a big bill to make it livable, but a group of companies teamed up for a $90,000 remodel on the house. Just in time for Christmas. Rachel Richardson will show us the grand unveiling this afternoon. You will not want to miss that story coming up on Evening Edition at 7. Those are just some of the many stories we'll be bringing you tonight. For now, Lee and Sean, let's go back to you.
All righty. Thank you, Larry. Well, still ahead, a Kentucky family included a big joke in their Christmas decorations this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, that joke, though, went over a neighbor's head, and the police got involved.
Have a male standing outside. He is naked. He has a robe covering part of his body. He is exposing himself, and he has a hose between his legs.
We will show you what happened when officers rolled up on Cousin Eddie, coming up after the commercial break.
Winter in the bluegrass.
A potential snowmaker for us.
When snow, ice, and bitter cold are the big stories.
In the deep freeze overnight.
Count on the weather team with more experience and the best technology.
On the MaxTrack Live Doppler here at 6:02.
To keep you safe, informed, and connected. Count on the most trusted name in local weather. LEX 18 Storm Tracker Weather and MaxTrack Live Doppler in partnership with Ideal Roofing, Community Trust Bank, and Furniture World.
The huge year-end sales event at your local Ford store is in its final days, and so is your chance to get a lot more vehicle for a lot less money. Hurry in today for more savings on 22 Edge and Explorer. Now both with 2.9 for 60 plus 1,500 retail bonus cash. Or get a 22 Escape with 3.9 for 60 and 1,500 bonus cash. We have plenty in stock, and there are more on the way, so don't wait. Get more for your money and get to the final days of the year-end sales event at your local Ford store, where there's always more in store.
Sadly, 1 out of 20 nursing home residents are abused or neglected. If you suspect that your loved one has been abused or injured, call the dedicated Hughes & Coleman Nursing Home legal team. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
The MDX, a new era of premium performance. Visit Courtesy Acura in Lexington for attractive offers on the MDX.
Health coverage fans, this is the matchup we've all been waiting for, where you find quality, affordable coverage that's right for you and your family through Connect. And it's about the simplest play you can make. Just go to connect.ky.gov and get started. Now more people than ever will qualify and save more by enrolling through Connect. So get off the sidelines and in the game anytime between now and January 15th. Team Kentucky for the win. Connect, together for a better Kentucky.
Hey, thanks for working through the holidays.
Clara, Dad says you're working over Christmas.
Here you go, Mrs. Person.
Let me pay you.
No, you're not going to pay me.
We are the helping hand.
Happy holidays.
Thanks for everything you do, Clara.
We couldn't let you be alone for Christmas.
We purchased trees.
Watch PBN tonight, 5 nights a week at 7:30, only on LEX 18. You're watching LEX 18 News at 5:30.
If you've seen National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, you'd probably get the reference just instantly.
I know you would. But a confused neighbor in Bullitt County didn't get the joke and called 911 on the Cousin Eddie mannequin that was decorating someone's front yard. We're serious. Chris Suter picks up the story from here.
Just because the decorations go out,
lights in the bushes, maybe a little Santa Claus,
doesn't mean officers can mail it in. Never a dull moment. Duty still calls it Christmas time in Shepherdsville.
Had a male standing outside. He is naked. He has a robe covering part of his body. He is exposing himself, and he has a hose between his legs.
Not exactly the holiday spirit on display in the Dogwood Run subdivision. At least that's what one caller said. When police got there,
the cops were here laughing, taking pictures.
It's going to be Uncle Eddie. He's 10-8 Remainder. We'll be clear.
Oh, Cousin Eddie.
Save the neck for me, Clark. It was full.
The cringy character from
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Everybody knows the words to it. Everybody's seen it 100 times.
Joni Keeney brought the gassy, foul-mouthed relative with a plumbing problem.
Merry Christmas!
From her favorite Christmas movie to her front yard.
Everybody has a Cousin Eddie in their family. Everybody. She told me she was looking for a mannequin, and I was like, oh, Lord, here we go.
Keeney found this one, put a robe on him, a cigar in his mouth, and a beer in his hand.
We don't drink, so we had to borrow our neighbor's beer can. My husband drank the beer so she could have the beer can.
What a guy.
The chair we got off Facebook Marketplace.
And she used artistic skills from deep within for the outline of the cat. R.I.P.
That thing had 9 lives. She just spent them all.
A Rottweiler from next door even posed as Snots.
Before we left, he drank a half a quart of Pennzoil.
For a pic.
I just want people to have a good Christmas and get a laugh. It's the best. It's the best, I think. It's been a hit with the neighborhood.
Everyone except that lady who called the cops. But it can be difficult to see through the blinds, right?
We'll give it that excuse, yes.
Yeah, I guess Todd and Margot never had trouble.
And why is the carpet all wet, Todd?
I don't know, Margot.
Everybody has a Cousin Eddie, right? Yeah. I've got one in my own neighborhood.
As long as he doesn't park his RV in front of your place, it's all good, right?
Well, that was Chris Suter reporting Keeney just might get more 911 calls next year.
Yeah, she says she's planning to add Clark Griswold hanging off the roof to her display in 2023. Bill? let's get a preview of your storm tracker forecast. I know you've got jokes.
No, but it makes Stately Manor pale by comparison. All I've got is the abominable snowman, my Chicago Bears blow up, and I've got heat miser and cold miser out there. I don't have Cousin Eddie. I will next year. Right now, all is calm, all is bright, but boy, is the Arctic air coming in. It's doing so in a hurry. We'll talk about the changes in just a minute.
JC tried Game Flings for the first time the other day and forgot where she was. You can always spot a first-timer. Game Flings with Oxy Boost and Febreze.
Hey folks, this is Duke Owens, General Manager here at Cartown Kia. As always, we're bringing you great deals.
For example, this 2023 Kia Telluride, only $449 down and $449 a month. 2023 Forte, only $279 down and $279 a month. And remember, if you take home over $350 a week, then we have more than 20 lenders who want to approve you.
Come and see us here at Cartown Kia or look us up at CartownKiaUSA.com.
The story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down at the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow linksmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
Everybody knows nobody beats P-Rats on price. But the real difference between P-Rats and the big box stores isn't what comes out of the box. It's what goes into what comes out of the box. P-Rats has the best trained service and sales staff in the business with over 100 years of combined experience. From sales to installation and service, whatever you buy from P-Rats, you'll get more than what's in the box. You'll get an expert local team who stands behind it.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
So what's for dinner?
Hi, Shane Huffman with the Neil Huffman Automotive Group, where currently we have hundreds of pre-owned vehicles, all aggressively priced, coming with our 3-year certified maintenance. You can visit us today at neilhuffman.com. Huffman has it.
LEX 18, the Salvation Army, and Kroger are once again counting on you to feed a family in need during the holidays. The next time you shop at your neighborhood Kroger, pick up an angel from the store tree. Then simply add it to your grocery bill. The Salvation Army will turn your donation into a holiday dinner for a family right here in the Bluegrass. This season, make a real difference with a gift of hope. Pick up a Kroger Food Angel.
Well, it is getting here in a hurry, this changeover.
Yeah. It is amazing. It is sweeping. It is not just us either. I mean, the Siberian air is taking over most of the country, but only temporarily. But boy, the temporary part this weekend is going to be something to see. Let's talk about all this. First, it arrives in the form of a winter storm warning for most of us. Central Kentucky onto the west. Winter weather advisory to the east ends. We've highlighted earlier. Truthfully, don't expect any real world differences one side or the other. What you can expect is tremendous cold area wide. What you can expect is dangerous wind chills. What you can expect is a pretty general 1 to 4 inches of snow with blowing and drifting snow. We've got wind chill warnings up there for the entire area. In fact, they go up to the north and to the west. The reason you didn't see any in Indiana is that their threshold for a wind chill warning was higher. What we're expecting snow-wise, 1 to 4 inches. And we've talked about this now for a couple of days. On the range that you're seeing, the amounts might be just a little bit less, so the lower part of that range to the east, coming to the west, it might be a little bit higher. It's also going to be a hard snow to measure because it's going to be exceedingly windy. This is not going to just waft down and pile up in your backyard where you, of course, you've got your snowboard out there to measure officially, or if you stick it down in the grass, but they're going to be probably places where the grass may be showing because it'll be blown into other places, so there'll be blowing and drifting of this snow as well. Max track here at 547, you're seeing a growing area of rain along the I-65 corridor, but it does change to snow in southern Indiana, so it will happen fairly quickly when it does get here. It's really evident when you look at the future track. And again, the times here, I mean, we're showing you a clock and we're showing you what the model depicts, but what ends up happening in the real world, this could be off by an hour or two one way or the other. What the bottom line is the dramatic drop in temperatures as that line goes by. The front is truly a demarcation between what is normal December and what is normal for northern Canada. Winter. And this is not the fun kind of winter. This is nasty stuff, and you need to be prepared. Make sure that you have your fuel tank filled. Make sure that you leave a little water dripping. You want to make sure your pets are inside. Just anything you can do to protect yourself from the cold that is coming in. It's dangerous wind chills and the cold that will likely be the bigger part of this story, although snow and blowing snow are also significant as well. And travel tonight into at least the first half of tomorrow, I think, is going to be pretty nasty. One saving grace, and it's not something I would necessarily depend on because it's hard for us to predict how it will actually evolve, but there's going to be so much wind that a lot of the water that's on the road may have a chance to evaporate before turning to ice. So it's a hope at this point. But you're looking at that cold front continuing to march eastward, and it will. So here we go, future track. I don't know why it's skipping like that, but it is. We get you to 11 o'clock here, and you're seeing again how that transition has taken place. The snow itself, the heaviest of the snow, maybe a 3 to 5 hour window, but in that 3 to 5 hours, it may come down hard. Even after the snow is done, the strong winds that are rotating around, that intense low will cause blowing and drifting of the snow and reduced visibilities, especially in the country. That may very well last into the first part of the weekend. Watch the wind chills as that front plows in here. And we go from 40s on the wind chills to 30 below zero and more. I mean, that is nasty, nasty cold. And the 20 below wind chills last well into the day tomorrow as well. That's why we have the wind chill warning. And we are certainly seeing those incredibly cold wind chills sitting up here to the north where you're looking at, well, places like Kansas City are around 30 below on their wind chills at this point. Locally, you can see the front coming in where it's already into the low and mid 20s on the other side of the front. Bowling Green's at 49. When the new obs come in at 6 o'clock, we'll see where we are with some of these numbers. So again, it's pretty impressive. The other thing to keep in mind is that the lows tonight, those are headed down all the way below zero. Tonight, winter storm warning, wind chill warning, snow and blowing snow, dangerous wind chill, dangerous travel tonight, eventually down to 5 below. The wind chill warning continues tomorrow, blowing snow, bitterly cold. Right around 4, a few snow showers will be around, especially early in the day. Christmas Eve day, a high in the low teens. Christmas Day, a high in the upper teens. Santa is one happy camper.
Thank you, Bill. Still to come, more fallout over at Twitter headquarters.
A lot of people were laid off or left the company, and many of them are not happy. We'll show you why some are filing a lawsuit against Elon Musk's newest company. Plus, Amazon's popular delivery driver tip system is back in time for the holidays, but only for a limited time. Your LEX 18 Consumer Watch is next.
West Shore Home is the best solution on the market for bath and shower remodeling. Today, Joe and I are on site to see what a typical walk-in shower installation looks like. So let's go upstairs and see what we're working with.
Let's check it out. Now, Kirsten, why did the homeowner need to replace this tub and shower?
So this is a really high step over tub, which can be a problem because it's really easy to catch your foot when you're getting in or out of the shower. And if that happens, there's nothing here to catch yourself on for support.
And you said today West Shore is going to install a brand new walk-in shower. How's that going to help?
So we're going to remove the shower and tub combo and replace it with something that's built with safety in mind. The walk-in shower is going to have a 3 to 4 inch threshold, which is going to make it so much easier to get in and out of the shower. So look, I know this homeowner is so excited to get this project done, and we don't want to hold the crew up any longer, so let's check back in later.
Okay, the crew wrapped up, and in just 8 hours, the difference is incredible. This morning, this was a plain white bathtub. This afternoon, it's a beautiful, modern walk-in shower. They have sleek sliding glass doors. And as Kirsten said, the low-step shower base and the grab bar is going to make getting in and out of the shower so much easier. They have laser etched walls, and they went for the magnetic shower head. Folks, if you're looking to upgrade your old shower bath to something safe and modern, call the experts at West Shore Home. They're doing transformations like this every single day. Call the number on your screen now, and when you do, take advantage of this great offer.
Call in now because they're doing 5 years of 0% APR plus 50% off the cost of installation. This is an offer you do not want to miss. Call West Shore Home now.
LEX 18, honored with the Regional Emmy for Community Excellence. For detailed, in-depth investigations that hold people accountable, this is where you watch. LEX 18 investigates.
There's more possible trouble ahead for Twitter.
That's right. The company is now facing legal complaints from more than 100 former employees. A group of former workers say Twitter unfairly laid off more women than men, fired employees who were on medical or parental leave, and went back on promised severance pay. Some also claim that the new owner, Elon Musk, made unreasonable demands on purpose to pressure people to quit. Twitter has denied breaching contracts on remote work and severance. The FCC is pitching its largest fine in history for the people behind the largest robocall scheme they've ever seen. The agency wants one group to pay up nearly $300 million for bugging America with scam phone calls about auto warranties. That's happened a lot. They say that the operation made more than 5 billion calls between January and March 2021, which would be enough to call each American 15 times. The FCC says the group broke several rules, including spoofing employer numbers to fool callers.
The housing market is showing more signs of cooling as we head into the new year. The National Association of Realtors says sales of existing homes fell 7.7% last month. Those same sales numbers are down 35% year over year, which was the weakest number since 2010 during the Great Recession. Last month was also the 10th straight month of declines. Many Americans have trouble keeping up with credit card debt. A study found younger Americans are struggling the most. A study by Urban Institute found 1 in 5 adults between 18 and 24 currently has debt in collections. The report cited lower income and brief credit histories as the main reasons why that group has trouble managing high interest debt. Overall, average credit card balances are up 15% since last year. Average credit card interest rates are also up more than 19% over the past year, which is an all-time high.
Walmart has reached a multi-billion-dollar settlement with all 50 states to resolve lawsuits over America's opioid crisis. The states accuse the retail giant of failing to regulate opioid prescriptions. Besides a $3.1 billion payout, the settlement also includes court-ordered rules Walmart must follow. That includes oversight to catch fake prescriptions and flagging suspicious opioid prescriptions. Despite the settlement, the company is not admitting any liability.
Amazon is giving customers the chance to thank their delivery drivers with a $5 tip again. They are reviving the Alexa Thank My Driver program, which launched earlier this month. The feature was so successful, Amazon had to shut it down after just 1 day. Customers with an Alexa-enabled device can simply say, "Alexa, thank my driver," and the driver who made the most recent delivery will get a $5 tip. Hopefully we didn't just trigger one for somebody. Amazon will end the program after the first million thank yous. Here's a look at how the day ended on Wall Street. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500 were all down, losing most of what they gained on Wednesday. The Dow finished down 348 points. The NASDAQ slipped 233, and the S&P 500 fell 56 points. LEX 18 News at 6 is after this.
At Chevy, the holidays mean going places and doing things you love to do with friends and family. Visit your local Chevy dealer, and when you find your red tag, you find your deal. Then make the most of your time with the people who matter most. Find new moments, find new roads. Find your red tag and get $2,500 total cash allowance on all 2022 Silverado pickups with a 2.7-liter turbo engine. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.